fans, drivers, promoters, and most importantly, auto racing. Our mission and commitment is to help build, promote, and support the local racetracks across the country.
With my main man, Hollywood AJ Bellinger. How you doing, brother?
Man, every week we come right down to the wire, and I made the bright decision to move everything about 30 minutes before the show.
No doubt. You know what? But we got a great crew here tonight, man. We got Racin Ryan in the house, Jayson, the Sasquatch of Boom City with us, Magic Man, and the lovely ladies, Shandy and Angie, our Shine Girls here tonight.
Absolutely.
On cast. So, we got a lot of great things coming up. There's a lot of great racing last weekend, a lot of good stuff going on this weekend, man. I'm ready to tap into it.
I am too. And I want to take a minute to tell everybody, if all of our Facebook Live audience out there, if you've got any questions, comments, anything you want to say, we've got the lovely Shine Runner girls. They're watching it. We're gonna have a question and answer session later on. So y'all go ahead and post them now so we can write them down. We'll pick one from that.
Definitely, man. Talking about a great show tonight, we have got Tabitha Draughon. She's in with us from Redline Speedshop. We've got the super stock NHRA champ, Jeff Longhany. I'm talking about, champs. We got champs in the house. I'm excited about that. We got the 4-time world champion, the legend, the veteran drag racer Chip Johnson with us. Lana Gist in the house, the 2016 Fayetteville Motorsports Park Junior Dragster champion, veteran driver, and the lead of Longhany and Sons Racing. That's right. Mr. Ed Longhany in the house with us. Jayson Timberlake with us, the driver of the Big Cam, the 1969 Camaro. And tonight, we ain't dropping the flag. No, we watching the green drop on the tree, baby. It's all about drag racing.
It is, man. I think we need to go ahead and see if we can go ahead and get that caution flag flying real quick first. Let our sponsors that help us out with the show come in.
That's right.
Huge
Thanks to Tony and Bobby Jackson of the Racin Rooster Catering. Back in the house, man, I tell you what, can't say enough about Raging Rooster Catering. These guys, Tony and Bobby Jackson, coming out, supporting tonight for the Table of Champions. And, man, it's great to have them in the house. I think we got 500-mile-an-hour sausage dogs here this evening.
Man.
Ice-cold Bud Lights, Pepsi products. And if you're needing someone to cater your event, make sure you get in contact with Tony and Bobby Jackson.
Yeah, and they've got a full menu. It's not just chicken wings, So, but coming in the studio with us right now, we have got Miss Tabitha Draughon of Redline Speedshop. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
Pretty good. I'm going to check your mic. We'll make sure we got that. Yeah. All right.
Tabitha, we appreciate you coming in. Talking a little bit about Redline Speedshop and all that y'all carry. It's not just drag racing, like we're talking about tonight. Y'all carry a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, I can pretty much get anything. If you're familiar with Summit, Jigs, Biondo, anything like that, I can get a lot of stuff. Drag racing, Hoosier drag racing tires, not dirt track tires. We do Renegade Racing Fuel, do circle track wheels, I should say. Just a lot of all sorts of stuff.
That's great, man. And y'all are down around the Hope Mills Road area, right close to Rayford Road, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably about a quarter of a mile from Rayford Road.
So, as far y'all do fuels and all types of stuff, so basically you're like a one-stop shop for performance racing, basically.
And we also have an off-site machine shop.
Oh, that's cool. So you build motors, and so you do, is your motor building for stock cars? Is for drag racing and a little bit for everything?
Primarily racing related. We also have a dyno. He does all sorts of work.
That's cool. We were talking a little bit earlier about drag racing, and not only do you run the Redline Speed Shop, but you're also a driver yourself.
I guess if you want to call it that.
Well, I seen that beautiful pink car you got, so.
Yeah, I've got a beautiful car. Robbie and his dad pretty much done all the work to it. It's been a difficult time, but it's worth it in the end, I should say.
You know, I guarantee being married to Robbie Draughon, it's got to be tough.
That's an understatement.
That's, you know, as fast as he is. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking something else.
You know, we were talking. You know, we're going to try to get Robbie on to come on the show as well. Talk a little bit about the performance engine building part of Redline Speed Shop. You know, so they can come in if someone wants to get a motor built, they can come in, purchase the parts from you guys, have Robbie build it. Is that kind of the way it works out?
Yeah, I can order the parts. Robbie comes to the store each day at lunch. He can carry them home, build the motor, and once the motor's finished, you can come to the shop and pick it up.
Oh, cool, man. And dynoed as well, so you can actually get that thing ready for the winter circle before you even leave.
Yeah, dyno's been up probably about a month and a half, maybe.
Oh, cool. Awesome. You know, you guys had came out last week. We had our buddy Mr. Pete Jordan down from Mini Blings, and y'all got to talking after the show, and now you're actually a rep for Mini Blings LED light modules.
Yes, I got the first shipment in on Monday, and it has already been a very hot ticket item. We've got them in right now, a late model car and a mod light, and we got several other drivers supposed to be coming in this week to get them. They're available in red, green, blue, and white.
At a very affordable price.
5 light strand is $10.
Good gracious. You can't beat that, man.
And are you guys installing those yourself, or can people just pick them up and install them themselves? Or
yeah, you can pretty much. I just sell them at the store. They install them. I think Robbie talked to Dale and Dion about how to do theirs, and then Randy White put them in his mod light, and he done it on his own.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's cool. So, and them things, they don't pull much battery at all.
No.
So it's not taken away from actually, you know. And Swanee, you had made the comment last week when we were talking about mod lights. Pulling amps or whatever from what these drivers need, these lights, they don't do that.
No, they don't. The good thing about LEDs, they're low voltage, so there's not going to be taking much away from the ignition system at all, especially talking to Mr. Pete, and he did confirm that. So they're a great thing. I saw the video of it was Dion's and Randy White's, man, and when you're out there and you're trying to there's not a lot of light at a racetrack. So when you're trying to buckle your seatbelts up and everything, most time, I mean, that's the last thing you want to do is miss a belt, you know, when you got those 5-point harnesses. So y'all stop on down to Redline Speed Shop, see Tabitha and Robbie, and get you some Mini Blings LED lights.
And the good thing, too, as far as Mini Blings, is taking it outside the box. So not only, you know, if you guys are racing, if you're looking to do something with your golf cart, because there's a lot of race drivers, and I see it a lot at the drag strip, people have the golf carts to run back and forth to the line and back, all that stuff. So y'all could bling one of them out as well, right?
On their website, they've got them on boats. My dad is looking at putting them on his kayak. We're looking at putting them on golf carts as well, under race cars, inside race cars.
Getting a little feedback here.
Sorry about that. Anyhow, but the good thing about it is y'all are basically the one-stop shop that all these guys out there that's going to the racetrack on Saturday nights, y'all are the place to come to, the place to hit up. So definitely tell us a little bit about how they can get in contact with you, where they can come see you, all that good stuff.
The address is 404 Hope Mills Road. Telephone number is 910-429-9943. Facebook is Redline Speed Shop, or you can send me a personal message on my own personal Facebook.
Awesome. Well, we greatly appreciate you coming in. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Some of your products, you know, that people can come get from you guys, or
MSD, Hoosier, All-Star Performance, RPC. Pretty much anything racing related, I can probably get it.
And real quick, what's the lead time like? I know you keep a lot of stuff in stock, but if, say, for instance, this is one special part that you might not have in the store, what's the turnaround time on getting that ordered and in?
Generally, if it's in stock, it's 2 days at the most. We can overnight for a very fraction of the cost of what overnight shipping is generally.
Awesome.
That's great.
Good deal. Well, we greatly appreciate you coming in and talking with us.
Yes, thank you so
y'all
much.
for what y'all are doing.
Y'all make sure you go to the Facebook page. You can go on their website. You can get in contact. Redline Speed Shop. Call down there and talk to Miss Tabitha and get your hookup today to make your car head to the winner circle. I guarantee they got the parts you need.
Absolutely.
All right, man. I think we're going to take us another commercial, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Break it out, buddy. action, man. We're going to take it down to the pits with Racin Ryan and check out a little bit of what was going on the weekly winner circle.
The racing action from last weekend, we're going to start in Dublin. In the late models, we had Dawson Wilson taking home the win. Pure Stocks, Ryan Gilbert. Super Street, Ron Pope. Open Wheel Modifieds, Andy Bowen. And U-Cars, Frank Medina. In the Bell and Bell portion, in the Sportsman, you had Gannon Stroll. Senior mods, you had Carl Smith. Pro mods, you had Jeremy Cumby. In the mods, you had Jason Floyd. In the six-cylinder, you had Sherman Garris. At Rockfish, you had the mini pro karts, Lana Blanese. Pro kart, you had Billy Gomez Jr. Mod lights was Jake Layton. 270s was Andy Cardinale. Legends was Stephen Ford. 600s was Matt Jones. At Triple T, the amateurs was Tony Bowling. The animal was Andy Osborne. The senior champ was Josh Lane. Also, Wyatt Kitchen got his second win. At County Line, Roberts Engines late models, Dustin Mitchell won. Super Stock, 4 cylinders, Tyler Hobgood. Pure Stock V8, Austin Farrell. Tidewater Energy Pure Stock, 4 cylinders, was Jeremy Benson. And that is all.
You know, want to talk a little bit about, well, you just said Triple T, man. Some great folks come together this past weekend. For the Kid Kart division down there, I want to send a shout-out to Collie Creek Logging, CJ Sweat Racing, Triple T Kart Parts, Fuzzy Racing, Floyd Kart Parts, Phillips Racing, Court Enterprises, Stuart Lambert Racing, Marcus Ivan Racing, and Lumberton EMT and Rescue. They all put together for first, second, and third place $120, man. That was pretty awesome.
All right. Sorry, folks, for all the technical difficulties. I think we actually lost some sound, but I think we've got it back now. And now that we're back, we have got two. Man, we have had to make a lot of room to get you two guys. And I mean, we got some big boys.
Yeah, I know. From all the way from New York, but they talk about corn fed down here in the South. I think they're eating some corn up north too, man.
A lot, apparently.
You know, you guys, it's great to have you guys here. And Jeff, man, I remember you when you were just a little thing. And Ed, you know, when you guys moved down to North Carolina, we actually lived across the street from y'all. And you've been drag racing ever since I've known you. You know, what's the passion of the sport that keeps it going?
I don't know. I started in 1974 was my first national event. And you just can't get enough of it. It's always been a family-oriented. Got all the kids into it. Now we got grandkids. This is our crew chief right here, Harper. We don't go nowhere without her. It's just a passion. You can't get it out of your system.
You know, a lot of times whenever you go to a drag race, and somebody hears the name Longhany, they know exactly what you're talking about. Y'all roll in there with a crew, man. You've got all your sons that race, you know, and we got Jeff here with us tonight. Jeff, the Superstock champion. I mean, that's big stuff, man. You're doing big things in drag racing. Jeff, I mean, you know, Ed, tell us a little bit about how it is to you to see on the track it's your sons and your family together at the track and all that y'all do in the sport.
It's an unbelievable feeling. When right now I'd rather be on the outside of the car watching them. Still competing myself. I was involved in the round track for a few years, give that up, and got back into the drag racing to be with the family. And now Jeff is, we're preparing now to go to Chicago. He won the Jags All-Star, and we're heading to Chicago in 2 weeks. I'm going to run Piedmont this weekend, double up there, depending on this weather. And it's just an unbelievable feeling to see the passion. They've got, I think, 9 cars. So, you know, I'm retired, but I work like 14 hours a day now, you know, trying to keep golf carts going for Eddie and race cars and traveling.
So you're working harder now that you're retired, actually.
I don't have 1 minute left in the day, I swear. There's not 1 minute left. I ain't doing something.
Jeff, you know, you picked up your Ed just said you're going back to Farmington. That was your last win, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Piedmont this weekend. Yeah, Farmington. He won Farmington.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're heading down to Piedmont, and
Yep.
Is there difference in, a lot of times that, we talk about stock car racing, this, that, and the other, and there's so much difference in tracks. Is there difference in tracks in drag racing, or is it just hold on, let's roll?
No, very, very big difference in drag racing. Air, altitude, everything is, we started in Florida back in February, and we're 600 foot below sea level. We're at Bristol at 4,000 foot above sea level.
Man.
So you got to make the adjustments. Your driving, your reaction times, everything is different.
That's great. Jeff, now where are you're racing next in Piedmont this weekend?
Yeah, we'll leave Friday morning. Me and I think you're going to Delaware.
Yeah,
I think Dad's going to miss this one, and me and my little crew chief Harper and my oldest brother Eddie, who's one of my big sponsors of Victory Lane Golf Carts, and we'll leave out Friday morning and try to double up.
There's a lot of driving that comes in with this, but like you do, you got your little girl involved, you got your family involved. It must be awesome to have everybody there at the track, and y'all are all doing it as one.
It's probably the biggest reason. I always use one family in general to my wife who doesn't get it quite yet, and I use the Warrens. And Brooke Warren, I have a little girl, and she's hanging out with her dad at 25 years old, and with her child, her little boy now. I said, how many fathers have their children hang out with them in their 30s? I mean, my brother's 42, I'm 34, Mike's whatever, and we hang out. He's 39. I mean, we hang out with our dad every weekend and would be in no other place.
Yeah. And like I said, we kind of grew up together across the street, and you've been through UNC football. You've been in wrestling. You've been in a little bit of everything. But what keeps you to drag racing?
Competition.
Competition.
It's the only thing I can compete at anymore.
I hear you. Well, the bones are getting a little old.
And I can't play ball. I can't run. I can't throw. It's absolutely. I mean, there's Tabitha's here, Kevin's here, Robbie's here. I beat them. They've beat me, and we're friends at the end of the day. The racing family, the camaraderie, when you're on the starting line, hey, we're not friends. But at the end of the race, win, lose, or draw, I mean, we're cool. We eat together. We drink together. We party. Everything is what makes you come back.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big things that I've talked to Jeff about, and when I've gone up there to the shop is, man, they take their RVs and they get out there, and it's like camping all over. I mean, after you're done racing, you're hanging out, partying, having a great time with the family, and like you said, it all comes full circle. It's just hanging out with the family and keeping everybody close knit.
Absolutely.
And I've got my son involved racing now. Wyatt, he's out there, and I tell you what, my heart is doing about 475 beats a minute when I see Wyatt in the cart. Kind of reverse roles just a little bit. Do you get that feeling whenever you see your dad pull up to the line, or do you know he's just veteran enough, he's got it?
Absolutely. Just a short. I mean, last year we both had a good day in Bristol, and we brought two cars. We used my rig. He was running super stock. I was running stock, and we're both in the semis, and we both win, so we're both in the finals. And I had some issues. I broke a tranny, but I lose, he wins. It couldn't have been it could have been a little better, I guess, if we both won.
Yeah.
But I was actually more excited to see my dad win than myself. And not saying that you ever get tired of winning by no means, but you'd much rather see him.
Yeah. I've seen him in the winner's circle many a night, and it's great, and it's all, AJ, it's full circle every time we talk about any type of racing. It all comes back to family, man, and you see it a lot with the Longhanys. I see them on the Facebook page, and everybody's in the RV together, cruising down the street, and here we go. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it all comes back to family, and that's what I always say, racing families won, man.
Speaking
Anyway
of
you
family,
go.
I got to know what the Father Day Nationals is. What's the deal with that? I seen the trophy on Facebook with the cam.
So, Bristol's Father's Day every year. It's a race that I will never miss as long as I can possibly get there. So we come home losing, and we had a Father's Day get-together at my dad's house at the pool, and Eddie found, thinks outside of the box all the time. And he found that something on eBay, he lives there, and It was a camshaft with push rods and valves and everything welded up as a Christmas tree. So we figured we'd take a picture as the Father's Day Nationals, and Dad wanted to call it, the second round losers club or something like that. But we took our picture this year with a homemade trophy.
That's cool. So it's always involved. Y'all, even though when you're not at the track, you're still racing together, and everybody's working together in the shop. And I got to ask you, Ed. Okay, so you and Jeff or Mike or Eddie are on the line. Do you back off the brake just a little bit and let them win, or do you just give them hell?
I go as hard as I can go. I ain't giving them nothing.
That's it. Don't give an inch.
They're going to win. They're going to earn it.
There's no lack of competition. In
No, there ain't no lack of competition.
There's not one of your sons that's not in drag racing. Everybody. No. So, you planted the seed, and the tree has grown. And, I know that you're happy of what all they're doing together. And, I can say that your family is one of the most that sticks together I've seen in a long time. So
we're tight. It's a tight group. We're together all the time. We live within golf cart range of each other. We're, less than a quarter of a mile apart, all of us. We spend a lot of time together. They're at the house, at the pool. We race. We plan everything together. We enjoy it. We have our ups and downs, and we have to get on each other now and then, but it's just part of it.
And I know it's family love, but do you think racing was a part of that glue that stuck everybody together?
It's been, to me, the boys, raising the boys, they started with sports. They've been involved in that. They got the drag racing bug, and I can look back, knock on wood, I've never had one problem with any of my kids, no drugs, no drinking problems, no nothing. It's a good thing.
Well, they say you get them into racing, and they're not going to have enough money to buy anything else.
Yeah, they talk about that now and then. After 9 cars, now they got 9 cars, so trying to keep all them running. It's a fleet.
How long is it going to be before we see Miss Harper anymore?
2 years.
2 years.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, maybe a little bit less.
Jeff says less.
We got Michael's son. We're junior dragster right now.
Good
That's
deal.
He's at the age where he can start. So.
Are you excited, Miss Harper, about drag racing?
Junior dragsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you gonna beat Daddy?
No.
That's awesome, man. It's great though, to see the whole family growing. Like we said, hundreds of times the family. And man, we greatly appreciate y'all coming in the studio tonight. And is there anything that you would like to tell to the folks that are viewing about drag racing and what it's done for y'all?
I guess it's just camaraderie, family, time, togetherness. Raising your children at the racetrack, giving an extra bond that a lot of sports doesn't give. Extracurricular activities don't give. It's perfect. I mean, even on your worst day at the drag strip, it's better than your best day at work.
Yeah. That's for sure. Well, thank you guys so much, and ladies, for coming in here tonight. Miss Harper, we look forward to seeing you in that drag car.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I do. I look forward to seeing you soon in there. And, man, thank y'all so much for everything. We greatly appreciate y'all coming. And if there's anything else that we can do here at Shine Runners Racing Radio, please let us know. Believe me, we got your backs.
Exactly.
I think let's take her down to commercial, man. We'll go down to a caution right quick, and then we're going to be coming back, ladies and gentlemen, with the open discussion. So if anybody out there on our Facebook page tonight has got any questions, please do bring it up, and we'll try to get them answered for you. Like I say, we got a house. The Table of Champions is loaded tonight with a lot of great drivers here for drag racing. So if you got questions, if it's within reason, go ahead and start firing in on the Facebook page, and we'll get them answered coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, right after this caution. Back in the action, AJ, man, I tell you what, it's great to have the Longhanys here with us. Great to have Redline Speedshop here with us.
Absolutely.
Things are starting to add up a little bit for the Shine Runners Racing crew. How do y'all feel about it?
I mean, these 3 weeks have been a big learning experience for me. Just seeing how family oriented,
Oriented.
Mark,
Orient-
mark that down.
That's our
Family
seal
Orioles.
right there.
Anyway, just to see all the families coming together and
At least the son of a bitch can hear.
all kinds of racing, it's been really awesome.
You know, and we got looking for some questions coming in, man. If somebody wants to know how and we need to throw this out there. We have got right here. We have got beer nuts. I'm telling you. And if you haven't had any beer nuts, you need to try these. Where's the Sasquatch at, man? Tell us a little bit about these beer nuts. You know what you've got. What's your experience has been with these things?
They're at a PA. I've been working with a driver, Kyle Craker, out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. They call him the Keystone Bullet. He's a 305 sprint car driver. And his dad said, "Look, dude, I got to get you some of these beer nuts down in North Carolina because this is a PA thing." He told me about the Beer Hill Gang, and they love it. I mean, they're like they're Cracker Jacks. I mean, they're pretty good. So I told him, I said, "Well, send me a box, and we'll get it on the show, and we'll have everybody try them." And I'm digging the bar mix. I don't know if anybody
I think you should the whole
here,
pit
that's- I mean,
crew.
you know.
Go ahead and pour. I mean, yeah. So
it's just open. I haven't touched them.
you guys are actually on live right now. So we have got the
anyway.
actual beer nut bar mix testing going on.
Here's some original. I got the original sweet and salty.
Yeah, I didn't get any of them the other night. Pass them over here. Where are they at?
These
Those
are
sweet and salty
these
right
are
there.
sweet
I
and
got a
salty
mouthful
nuts.
of
as
them. Yeah,
well.
they're great, man.
Good. Good deal.
I'm gonna have to take out my gun.
He said he got some more flavors or whatever. I just told him, I said, send me the basic what you got, and we'll work from there. But it's a good sponsor on his, and they enjoy it.
So this is a family-owned business that has this?
I'm not real sure about the family owned. It's just a sponsor. The guys and they all hang out together and go to the track, and they sell these at Susquehanna, where they race at, and they're good people. I talk to George about every other night, and Kyle, he's out racing. Of course, I said 305, and he just got a 410, maybe possibly 410 gig this week.
Oh,
you
cool.
know, so he'll be moving up. And
So have they got a website for these things? Because I'm gonna tell you what, I've had a sinus infection for about 3 weeks, and this is the first thing I've tasted, man. And God, I wish I'd have had. Maybe it's got some medicine in it too.
they're good. I think it's just beernutbrandsnacks.com.
Great. Well, we'll definitely have to get the tap in for that. So make sure that you go down and check them out. Show them that wrapper, Racin Ryan.
So they're pretty good. But check them out, Beer Nuts, Brand Snacks, and we'll see if we can get them hooked up down here in North Carolina.
Yeah, maybe we can get our. I know we've got a lot we're trying to do. We'll back it down a little bit, but hopefully one day we can get that Skype interview thing working, and we can get them on here and doing a Skype interview live from PA.
That's right, man. I tell you what, let's go down to our Shine Runners Racing Girls. If we could click them back over to our Shine Runners Racing Girls, and we'll see if anybody has came in. You know, we've actually got an open line, so if anybody wants to ask a question, go ahead and do so.
And Shandy, y'all make sure y'all get on up in that mic whenever you talk right there.
Okay.
Did anybody ask a question?
Nope, no questions yet.
Nobody.
Nope.
Well, anytime, you know, if somebody wants to come in, man, and they want to ask a question, you're more than welcome to. So make sure you bring it in, and the Shine Girls are looking for that, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll tap it back over, and we got our main man in the house, the legend himself, Mr. Chip Johnson, right here with us. The 4-time world champion's what I'm hearing. I don't know about world champion or what, but you got to tell us.
He broke out the event winner hat for Shine Runners Racing.
He did.
Look at him.
That's what I'm talking. He
He didn't win that last year because it ain't got no grease and nothing on it.
No, it's
So
a new one.
that's
We
fresh.
hang 'em up.
I heard that. You know, man, it's good to have you in studio here with us tonight. Did you get any of these beer nuts? You got?
No, you didn't offer them to me.
Well, try you some of these
Try
sweet
some,
and
sure,
salties,
yeah.
bud. Because I'm gonna tell you what, them sweet and salties ain't no joke.
There was the other mix that what's the name had was awesome, man.
It's
was
down
really
it's
good.
down the road there. There it is.
You know, how many years have you been drag racing?
I've been going all my life. My mother won a powder puff derby race while she was 6 months pregnant with me.
Oh man,
So we've been going my whole life.
that's it. So you've been racing before you even got out.
That's right. First time I started racing, that was in 1980. So I've been doing it a long time.
You know, I actually was combing your Facebook. I wasn't Facebook stalking
You
you.
stalking
I
me. I
promise.
said
I
that.
was not stalking you. But I happened to seen a picture back in the 60s. You and your dad, and you were holding a trophy.
Yep.
Was that the point that you knew that you were going to be racing, or, you know?
It's just always been there. I always wanted to go, and luckily, a lot of the pictures and the memories is what we carry through life, and it's just been blessed to be able to do this.
Chip, Andrew Davis said that Chip's on a diet, need to keep them beer nuts away from you. I'm not sure what happened with all that, but you trying to work on diet, man?
We got to get the weight out the race car.
Hey, they're gluten free though. That's a lot.
Yeah,
that means a lot, and low sodium.
You know, there's a lot of different racing. There's drag racing. There's stock car racing. There's four-wheeler racing. Why drag racing?
It's what my daddy done. And my daddy drug me all over every drag strip all up and down the southeast when we was a baby, all the way up until we got ready to start going, and that's all I ever knew how to do.
You know, I'm going to ask you, too, because I'm a little bit of round track kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm partial, though. I love drag racing. I like going out there hanging out, but I'm more into turning left. So for our viewers out there, you know, there's the ET, there's horsepower. You know, there's tires. What's the most important in this sport?
Well, there's just so many different types of racing that we do. I mean, we go to local bracket racing, and when you're doing stuff like that, it's more consistency than anything else. But when you go to like the NHRA races and the IHRA races we go to, you got to have some consistency, but you need the horsepower too, so you can win if you get a heads-up run. And it's a fine line you tiptoe anytime you go out to one of those races.
Yeah. So coming up to the line, you know, if you happen to leave a little bit later than you're wanting to, is there always that chance of pickup, or is it like after that's over, it's just pretty much go to the truck?
A lot of times you leave later than you want to, you're toast. But you know, there is two ends to the drag strip, especially in the dial-in type racings. You got to get there first too.
Yeah.
You know.
And Rooster, for some of the folks that are with left turn only, what specifically is the dial-in? Is that the estimated time?
That's where you pick a time. You go out and you do practice runs, and you put the time on your car that you think it's going to run, and you hope it's going to do it. And it's a lot, you know, it's a lot of science involved in it. I mean, we use weather stations and all sorts of things to check the atmospheric conditions and all to make sure that we'll be able to do what our predicted time is.
And there's a lot of electronics that are in those cars as well, right?
In some classes have them, some classes don't. We do all different types of racing. In the stock eliminator class, there's no electronics. In the local bracket classes, they have electronic classes and no electronics classes. We do both, so we do a lot of different types.
Good.
You know, going back to the tree, because we do have a lot of folks, you know, that are watching that they don't really know much about drag racing, but they know obviously the trees in there. You got two yellows, then you got a couple greens, then you got a red down there at the bottom that you don't ever want to see.
Never.
You know what? When you're staging, when you're pulling to the line, how do you read that tree? What is it telling you?
Well, when you're electronic racing, it's very easy. You just go up there, you look at the top bulb, and when you see that bulb, you let go of the trans brake. And I tell everybody it's the easiest form of racing there is. When you go into the stock eliminator, super stock, and foot brake classes, it makes it a lot harder because you have the whole tree coming down before you leave. And it's that is a very unique kind of racing. It's very hard to adapt to, especially for beginners.
And want to talk about, you know, we talked about traveling with the Longhanys, and these guys, we see them all over the place, and I'm sure, you know, you've been in it for years. You've been all over. You know, your last trip up to Tennessee. You know, I know nobody likes to talk about breaking out, you know, in the first round or whatnot. Not saying nothing bad about you there, Mr. Chip, but, you know, once it's over, it's over. Is there a coming back? Is there a preliminary? Is there like a payback to get back in, or how does that work?
The local racing, like we do at bracket racing and all, they do have buybacks where if you get beat first or second round, you pay another entry fee, you can get back in the race. At NHRA and IHRA races, that don't happen. You get beat, you go home.
Yeah. So it's like no matter where you're at, you know, you've traveled all the way down. You don't have 5 laps. You don't have 2 or 3 chances. You got one chance to make it count, and that's it.
Oh, trust me, I've been a lot farther than Bristol to get beat first round.
Oh, yeah, you're in the big leagues now.
You know, you've even come up with talked some awesome stories, you know, and Robbie was talking about today. And you even said, you know, you broke out in racing, and you've actually went back and raced another track same night.
Yeah.
So.
Well, last year we got beat at Bristol second round, and left Bristol midday and drove home and went to the house, unloaded the stocker, loaded the bracket car up, and made it to Fayetteville in time to run first round.
Awesome. So when is your guys' next race?
We're going to Piedmont this weekend, weather pending, of course, with the tropical storm coming through. But we race last year we raced 40 weekends.
Good Lord.
So we're somewhere of some type of racing near about every weekend. We raced all the way up into the middle of December last year.
Oh, even when it's cold.
It don't matter.
So racing season really doesn't stop when it's drag
No, we
racing.
raced in December, January. We went to Florida back in February, do some IHRA racing. We love to go.
That weather thing played. I mean, you got to go from racing in the dead of summer where it's hot as all get out to when it's colder. I would assume that are the motors they're making more horsepower once it's colder because they're getting more air in.
In most cases, yes, sir.
And that's when it all comes to car setup, because every track you go to, just like, Jeff and Ed were talking about a little bit earlier, it's a different car setup. Even though it's, pull up there, the light turns green, and you go just as fast as you can, there's a whole lot of different car setup that you have to do per different track.
Exactly, and I try to be a tendency on the soft side and try not to get exotic with stuff and try to just keep it simple. And but there's when we go to some tracks, we do have to make changes.
Man.
What car is it that you're running right now? What is your car?
Okay, right now at the stock eliminator, I run a 88 Olds Cutlass. It's owned by Darren Poole Adams, and we drive it in the IHRA and NHRA races. And then when I go bracket racing, we have a 1980 Malibu wagon that we race in the bracket races.
That's the red one, right?
Yes, that's the red car.
Yeah, I saw pictures of that one on Facebook, man.
Yeah, that's the little red wagon.
Yeah, the little red wagon.
Yep.
Yeah, and two, how many cars do you guys have?
Right now, I own the wagon, and Cutlass is owned by Darren, and he's gracious enough to let me drive it.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. So you've actually got we were talking about it the other week with Mike Parker, that you got a guy that owns the car, you get it and just drive it for him. Now, does he have an expectation for you, or do you go out there and just do your best and do what you can do?
Every time I lose, he tells me Chip, you got to go out and have fun. That's what he tells me. But he also tells me he wants to see some winter circle pictures every now and then, too. So he's a good car owner. He's a great car owner.
That's great, man. And that's a great thing to have, the camaraderie in racing, with car owners and car drivers and all of that stuff that you see in every aspect of racing, man. It's great to have you on tonight. And I'm anxious to hear one of your stories, man. You got to tell us about a memorable finish, or did you go through well, you didn't go through a checkered flag. Listen to me, old round tracker over here.
Now they call that the end of when you go through, is that the trap?
Yes.
Yep.
You idiot!
I got it right. I'm proud.
I'll tell you a funny one here. Back in 2010, I think it was, we were lucky enough to win the Summit World Championship. And at that race, they give the winner of that race a turnkey dragster. And we were lucky enough to win that. And the whole time we were going to this race, all I heard out my wife was, we're going to sell that dragster. We're going to sell that dragster if you win. I'm buying me a new Camaro. Well, what did Chip think when he went through the finish line? Yes, we won the dragster. And the dragster, we kept and raced it for a little while and enjoyed it. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, you know what? It's awesome having you in here. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk to the folks about tonight, about drag racing? Obviously, we come back to family. I mean, it's you can't say enough about racing coming back to family in every aspect. Every guest we've had so far in the studio has talked about racing family or being around racing or their family got them into it, and man, we greatly appreciate you being here. And like I said, if there's anything else you'd like to say to anybody, please do so.
I appreciate you having us on. This is a really neat deal you guys are doing, and it's a lot of fun. But we couldn't do this on our own. There's so many people that helps us out, like Darren that owns the Oldsmobile, and Mickey Thompson, and Rock Racing Batteries, and Tabitha and Robbie at Redline, and all. They just so many people helps us to be able to continue to do this. And for me, racing is not it's not just a sport. It's a lifestyle that we choose to do. And our family sacrificed so much that we are able to have our 5 minutes of fame, and you just can't put a price on that. It's just we're just blessed to be able to do it every weekend and keep doing it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, once again, thank you so much for coming in.
Right.
And before you leave, we made a mention we had to talk about this because I've been seeing you blow up Facebook. You got the Redline Speedshop shirt on.
Right. Brand new one, too.
Yeah, we have Miss Tabitha in here. And I don't have one, but you've got one on, and it looks great on you. And I know that y'all got something cool going on down there because I see the Facebook page lighting up all the time. What's up with the raffle, or is it like you're drawing some ping pong balls or something going on? Tell us a little bit about that.
We started this up last year in October started off to promote the Power Fest race at Rockingham for Tony Saraceni. And we when the hurricane and stuff come through, we decided to do it as a fundraiser, and we donated the proceeds from the raffle to some needy families that needed the money. Well, it kind of we started watching those other people doing these raffles and stuff, and Tabitha and I got to talking, and it's like, let's do one. And it ended up where we done a bunch of them.
That's
and
good.
We do them weekly. You can go on Facebook to Legend Motorsports and keep up with all of them. We video them. You can keep up with the drawings and all, and we have a lot of fun with it. I like giving stuff away, and it's a lot of fun.
So is it a buy-in or what?
Yeah, it's just like buying a ticket and you stick it in a hat and you pull the winner out. And,
that's cool.
We do it with numbers. People pick whatever number they want, and we've gave away some good stuff. We've gave away wheels, tires, carburetors, fuel, just so many different things we gave away a car. We gave away a whole dragster back
that's great.
back in March. And we'll raffle off anything. We'll
Yeah.
raffle a shirt off your back if you give it to us.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean,
Would you sign it too, Rooster?
I'll sign it. Probably wouldn't be too pretty with all his chest I got, all his chest hair I got going on.
Maybe you can
Probably.
trade shirts with Tabitha, and then you can just raffle it off.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we'll see what can happen. But man, thank you so much for coming in. Definitely go on that Facebook page, check them out, and getting the new raffles. All they got going on, Redline Speedshop, man.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Chip, for coming in. And I'm looking forward to standing around and hearing a few more of those stories
All
you
right,
got.
brother. Appreciate you having us on.
Thank you, man. We're
Thank
going to
you.
take you in a commercial, and we're coming back. Don't forget, get your phone lines ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the phone number. Let me go ahead and give it to you. 910-237-1343. Write that down. 910-237-1343. When we come back from commercial, we're going down the pits with Racin Ryan for tonight's trivia. Looking to ease the pain of cooking for your family? Tired of hosting a party and stand on the grill all night? Let us help you. Racin Rooster is fully functional and loaded with the official chicken and shotgunners Racing Radio. Owned and operated by Tony and Bobby Jackson. Contact them at 910-227-4565 or jackson.com@yahoo.com. Racin Rooster Wings. Come get your stuff. Taking it back down to the pits, and we'll go over with Racin Ryan here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, tonight's trivia question. Call in for the answer. Who is the driver who set the all-time NHRA record with a lap of 3.658 seconds, and what class did it happen in? Once again, who is the driver who set the all-time NHRA record with a lap of 3.658 seconds, and what class did it happen in?
I think we got a picture of that, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we do. We've definitely got some feedback, but there it is right there. Look at that.
So that kind of helped you out a little bit. 910-237-1343 is what we're looking at. 910-237-1343. Give us a call. Somebody give us a call. Even if it's a right or wrong answer, somebody let us know. We're looking for that caller to come in here on the trivia. Go ahead, Racin Ryan. Read it out one more time.
Who is the driver who set the all-time NHRA record with a lap of 3.658 seconds, and what class did it happen in?
To be sure, somebody knows that, right? Got to. Not even give us the wrong answer. We'll take, somebody's going to get some mini blings tonight. Actually, mini blings, LED light modules. We're going to be giving them away. And before we get the trivia going on, we're going to be coming back after this trivia question. Look at there. I think we got somebody calling in right now. Let's
And
see.
C is not the answer.
C is not the answer.
C is not the answer.
Let's see who we got on there. Who we got? What's going on, man? Who?
Robert Heist.
Robert Heist. Can you spell that?
H-I-E-S-T.
H-I-E-S-T. Is that it?
Unfortunately, that is not it.
That is not it. Try again. Yeah, go back dirt track racing. All right, let's see. We got another person on the line here. Who we got?
Jayson Timberlake.
What's going on, my friend? Not too much. Hey, hold on. I lost you. Where'd you go? I got all kinds of stuff going on over here, man, trying to get it all together. All right, here we go. Who is that?
That would have been Leah Pritchett.
Leah Pritchett.
And what class?
3.658.
What class?
Top fuel car.
Top fuel car.
Fuel, that's it.
Congratulations. Is that right?
That's right.
Is that it? He's taking home some mini blings here tonight. Congratulations, man. I tell you, hey, I want you to come in the studio and pick them up. So if you're anywhere close, Bye.
I'm gonna jump in big cam, and I'll be right on down there.
Well, I know that thing's fast. You can get that thing around 5 seconds or so. So hurry your butt up.
Tire's smoking. I'll be there in 1 second.
All right, my friend. Later.
All right.
Well, Jayson Timberlake, I've been thinking all night. I know I'm gonna call him Justin Timberlake. I just know I am.
All right, I'm here. Is that fast enough?
Right.
I just took my helmet off. Just my seatbelt.
Look at this, man. We got some Mini Blings LED light
Cap's gonna
modules
be
for
mad.
you.
I was gonna go there and buy something. They were $10.
So what you do tonight is you take these and give them away. How about that? Spread the word.
You never know what's going to happen here, Sean, at the steel.
We got a lady here. We got a 2016 Junior Dragster champion in the house, and she's kind of got like that look like, what in the world have I got myself into?
Hey, I wonder if them mini blings will work on a Canon camera. Really, we can get something strapped up to a Canon camera?
We can try it. We can use his.
Yeah.
I guarantee it'll work.
It'll be pretty bad.
But, ladies and gentlemen, introduce this young lady right here, Miss Lana Gist. It's great to have you in. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Oh, my gosh. I got something
Nailed
right.
it.
That's the first time I got something right all day.
We've had a lot go wrong today, too.
We have, but it's all good. It's all good. Like I say, we got Miss Lana.
It seems to me that we're all feeling a bit down. Maybe we should form an encounter.
2016 Junior Dragster champion. Yes. I mean, that's a title. Nobody can take that away. You're a champ.
Yes.
How was it winning that championship?
Really, I didn't expect to win it throughout the season because we've had some issues with the car and all that. But towards the end, we all pulled together, and we pulled it off. It was a close call. One of my friends actually was 1 point away. There was a 1 point difference.
Oh, man.
In the title this year.
Did it come down to the last race?
It did actually.
Was it you and him in the last one, and whoever won, that was who was going to win?
Not like that, really. It was the last race definitely determined it. But if she would have went one more round, she would have definitely took the championship.
Wow.
So we got some ladies rocking this thing out.
Exactly.
You know, and that's awesome to me. You know, ladies in the sport, and they're out there and they're making a name for themselves and doing it big. I mean, you know, and you're an inspiration to other ladies who want to come out there and race and want to do things. You know what I mean? And that's awesome to have you, you know, out there making it happen like that. You know, I have to ask, I was combing through your Facebook page, too. You can go ahead and, you know, whatever.
He was stalking.
I am not a stalker. I promise you I'm not. But I was just trying to find some questions. And I found something that it lit up to me. And a post that you made back in February, you couldn't wait for the 2017 season to start. Your main goal was to get at least one photo in the winner circle with your family. You know, that back to the word family, man. Mm-hmm. You know, is that what molds you into racing? Is your family?
Definitely. My dad's a big part of it. Like, he's my best friend. Just over the racing, yeah.
And we've actually had some pictures here up on the screen of your dragster, and we actually had a couple. There's your family right there in the winner circle. Can you tell us about that night right there?
That night, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, that would be the night of Dad just to get off of work. I want to say we had a race that day, so he works night shift. That's why he's not here now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's the day. He's basically stayed up all day long, tired, fixed the car, everything. Mm-hmm. Went back out to the track, and we ended up, you know, taking the win that night. It was great.
Then that's a memory made. You know, that's a story that she'll tell to her, maybe her daughter one day when she's into racing or whatnot.
You know, and these motors, you know, we've talked to Ed and Jeff, you know, with Super Stocks, and we've talked to, you know, Mr. Chip. He's 4-time world champion, just about everything you could drag race. You know what I mean? He's top fuel and everything else you could imagine that you could just pour somebody into a seat. Now, these junior dragsters, how much horsepower are you turning in that thing?
I do not want to answer that correctly, but I feel like I would if I said it, because I do not know.
You just get in and drive, right? That's your job.
I do some mechanical.
That might be our next trivia question right there. How much power does a
I want to say it's a 10 horsepower motor.
Now you guys
Isn't it 40?
About 40 horsepower.
Way off. Not okay.
Yeah.
I've run about 801s, but we can, top out at like 790s.
Oh man, that's getting it. And you're in if Jay Swan can throw that picture back up, you're in kind of like a rail is basically what this thing's built.
Basically,
like.
it's a miniature rail car.
And are they point it and just let it go, or how do you work it when you pull up to the tree? Are you actually foot braking, or is it?
I guess you could kind of say something like that. We don't have to shift gears or anything like that. It's automatic, but we still kind of try to do a little burnout. And everything's basically the same. It's just a miniature version of a dragster without changing gears.
And now, do you have what's your next step up, or what do you plan to do, or where do you want to go next from the junior dragster?
Well, right now we're actually in the process of having me race the door car and having my little brother start racing the dragster right now. So I hope we should start racing that, around the end of the season. I don't think I'll be racing that much this season because of that. But
that's awesome. And go ahead, Rooster.
How has 2017 turned out? Has it turned out like you've wanted it so far, or?
Yeah, I couldn't complain. We've been doing some testing with the car this year mainly, and the runs that I have done came out great.
That's good.
I think I'll be able to pick up on it pretty quickly.
Do you guys race all over? Like, are you headed down to Piedmont with, the other folks that were in studio tonight, or y'all pretty much hang out around Fayetteville Motor Speedway, or?
We haven't travel raced that much. We did go up to Memphis for the World Championship last year. Fall, I want to say. And mainly we stay around Fayetteville and do bracket racing, but I think we were trying to branch out from the bracket racing and mainly go to big races because just to try something different.
Are you looking here in the future to get into a bigger car or junior dragster the way it's going to be here for a year?
Well, that's
or so?
what we're doing now. Actually, we're testing the door car we have out. Well, I'm testing the door car out. And just trying to get a hold on that. So I definitely want to, still race in the future.
I'm sorry.
Did you just ask?
Yeah, apparently Rooster wasn't paying attention.
I was not. I was not paying attention.
Hey,
I was actually
man, that happens
here.
to me too.
Well, Jayson Timberlake had me a little threw off. As fast as he got here, I was just trying to figure out how that happened. Yeah, but it never hurt. It never hurts, man, to ask questions twice, just so where we can make sure we're online. You know what I'm saying? We need to be down to the key point with it.
So you're working on the door car right now, and you plan to be in that hopefully by the end of the season, and then you're going full time with that next year, or are you kind of gonna? Your brother's gonna be in the junior dragster next year full time, right?
Yes,
Good
that
deal.
is the plan, at least.
And do you want to carry this on as like maybe a career one day, or is it kind of just you want to go on the weekends and just have fun and let it be?
If presented the chance of having it as a career, of course, you know.
You think you just want to go up there and rub elbows with Courtney Force and take her down, right?
I can't say all that. I mean,
oh, come on, you could do it.
Possibly.
Possibly.
You know?
Good deal.
Awesome. Well, you know what? It's great to have you in. Did you get some of these original beer nuts out of Pennsylvania?
I did not. Can I try those?
You should try some. These are sweet and salt. I'm telling you. Are you getting this on video? I mean, out of where? Jay Swan, these babies are out of Pennsylvania, and it was transported here today.
Yesterday, I got them overnighted.
Overnight.
Just so Rooster could have them.
They came in dry ice, actually.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. I don't think they came in dry.
I mean,
but they were overnighted.
I had a private vehicle pull in.
You know what? You know what would look good? Her junior dragster with beer nuts on the side of it.
You know, I think we could do that.
That would be a national sponsor.
I'll put in a word for that. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing big things. 2016 Junior Dragster champ in the house with us here tonight. We're going to have to actually start getting some autographs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, because, as we know, I'm not going to remember, the first question. But, because we got some awesome people that have been coming in here. And
we do.
It's great to have you, and thank you so much for coming out, and like I say, like we always say, is there anything else that you'd like to tell folks as far as, get into drag racing, or you should come check it out, or where you're racing next so they can come check you out?
Oh, man. Well, if, you even have the thought about getting into any type of racing, I would definitely advise that. because in all honesty, the only con about racing would probably be the money you invest in it. Other than that, it's great.
Well, they always tell me if you're getting in racing, you're going broke to start with. So
Yeah.
you know, and I've learned that valuable lesson. You know,
But if y'all would like to check out a drag strip, I would advise to go to Fayetteville Motorsports Park. They're pretty great down there.
They got some pretty big races coming up
And
too, if I'm not mistaken. And once we go, we're going to jump right into Racin Ryan's going to be coming up next. So we're going to go right into him because of time restraints. And he's going to be talking about the races that are coming up this weekend and races that are going to be coming up here in the future, you know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Gist, and we appreciate you coming here. And I think it's about time we're going to try to jump down, if we can, to another commercial real quick and get our next guest in here. So thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, dear, so much, and good luck in your 2017 season.
Thank y'all.
Looking those parts to put you in the winner circle? Let Redline Speedshop be your one-stop shop for all performance needs. From straight strip to left turns, they have it all. Tires, fuel, and safety equipment, that's just the beginning. Come by today, 404 Hope Mills Road, and get your win on with Redline Speedshop. Going back in, man, let's take it down to Racin Ryan, get our weekend report.
Counter group or something so we can talk about our feelings.
Action. We're going to start at Fayetteville Motor Speedway. The Friday night fights, round 1. Also the Fuel Late Model Dirt Series. UMP Diet Mountain Dew Modifieds, Super Streets, Sport Mods, Pure Stocks, U-Cars, Super Stock 4s, and Legends. We're going to County Line. We have also the Fuel Series on Saturday, $3,000 to win. The Limited Sportsman will also be there. The Super Stocks, the 4-cylinders, the Pure Stock V8s, and Pure Stock 4-cylinders. Dublin is going to have the Ultimate Super Late Model Series and also a $2,000 to win limited late model race. Also, all the divisions will be racing that weekend. We're going to Fayetteville Motorsports Park Friday, June 23rd, the All Out Bracket Series. Also, $1,200 to win gambler race Friday night at Fayetteville Motorsports Park. Gates open at 6 and runs at 7. Piedmont Dragway. June 23rd through 25th, IHRA Summit Sportsman National Championship. At Wake County Speedway, June 23rd, the late models, the mini stocks, legends, bandoleros, and bombers. At Southern National Motorsports Park, the school's out 325, the Bridgestone Employee Night. We will have late model stock cars, chargers, mini stocks, any cars, kind of like the U-Car division, legends, and bandoleros. Rockfish will return to action July 8th with all weekly classes in action. Triple T will return to action on July 1st with a special low entry fee racing night.
Awesome, man. So there's so much going on with racing, you know, here within the area. Anywhere you pretty much go, you could get into some racing action this weekend.
Absolutely. And, you know, keep in mind, it doesn't matter what racetrack you go to on Friday or Saturday night. Just go to a racetrack.
Yeah.
Anything.
Man, you got here quick.
You were fast.
Big Cam ain't slow, son.
No, I'm telling you,
I
buddy. You
put it
just
on.
like right up in here, dude.
I tell you who better be fast, whoever's got the button, the little bleeper button.
Uh-huh.
Nah, I'm just kidding. My little one's watching, so I'll try and keep calm tonight.
You know
we'll have
what?
a good time, though.
Man, you got these mini blings.
I did. I want, but yeah, they're the wrong color, but
I know where there's
I
some.
probably got some more. Blue, that's my color right there.
That's blue.
All right, I'm gonna trade you out.
Blue is your color.
And we got beer nuts.
That's right. We got a little
I
bit
don't
of
have any sponsors, so beer nuts. If you guys, hey, if you want to be on the back of a bad Camaro, we can put you on there.
And they'll also get advertised on the street because you drive that thing.
I drive it down the road. So.
That was a question.
Big Cam, beer nuts, is all. I'm gonna put it all on there.
That was a question I was going to ask. You know, I've seen that car not just at the racetrack, but driving down the road. You know, you've done a lot with that thing. We actually had a chance. We got a phone call. It's been a couple years ago about a gentleman who was passing away with cancer, and the phone call was that his dying wish was to ride in a classic car, and we all come together, and over 2 miles, literally 2 miles worth of cars pulled up in this guy's yard. But when the big Cam turned the corner and and he heard all that sexiness, that's the one he wanted to ride in, man. So how'd that make you feel
That was awesome, man. I mean, you put all that together. I was actually laying in the bed. Me and Cam were sitting there, and I was flipping through Facebook, and Cam was actually reading it. I was just not paying attention, and Cam said, "Daddy, we need to do that." And I was just like, "What?" And I backed up and read it, and I was like, "Man," "Yeah, that's pretty cool." So I got up the next day, man, and just busted through work, came home, got the car washed, all that. We took it down to the apartment and met up with y'all and Bert and everybody, and with a big old time. I was about in the back of the line, about car 125, and I pulled up there, and old Big Cam was counting them off, son.
One time.
Yeah, yes, sir, one time. And I looked in the rearview mirror, and they was all flagging me down. They was like, "Pull up here, he wants to ride with you." So Cam actually jumped in the back seat. He still got the back seat in it. So Cam jumped in the back seat, and he jumped in the front, oxygen tank and all, and did a little interview, and we took off on down the road.
So that thing's so fast you have to wear oxygen tank?
No, but he did. But I mean, I
had to
get
it all together.
There's plenty of oxygen in there. So I mean,
because I mean, you flew in here like a 747 a minute ago on that trivia question.
I put both stages on it. I mean, when I come out the driveway, both stages on it all the time.
You know, so being that I am not, and I think everybody here can contest, I am not a very intelligent drag racing kind of guy.
I'm not either.
What class do you run? Because I've heard of 327 5-stage, 2-foot brake, double left door car, junior drag.
I do it all. I run in. We run a lot of heads up classes and stuff. I ran the 599 Outlaws to do some stuff with the guys with that, and just about run that on motor. And when I had some fun with them guys, they was all scared of my car. So
Dad called back. He said, "But I'm gonna tell you what's the God's honest truth. When Timberlake twists that bottle, it's on."
Oh yeah. I mean, you got both stages on there. That thing ain't no joke for a street car. I mean, it's a big old heavy car, but I've been blessed. None of my family races or anything, but I mean, I love hearing stories about the Longhanys, and you got Junior and Kevin Reiner, and I mean, I've been buddies with Robbie Draughon forever, and I mean, we could tell some of the craziest stories, and I mean, and that's why I like drag racing. I mean, it's just so much fun and so much camaraderie. I mean, you help somebody you got a race in the next round or whatever. I hang out with Eric and all them. I'm not the smartest guy, and they used to call me the mauler because when I was young, I used to hang out with Robbie and them. They'd tell me to do something because I kind of want to do it by myself, and then I just break whatever I was working on. So I mean, they made more work for themselves, but
yeah.
You know, that was always the awesome part of it. But
Which a good business. What Robbie's into with building motors, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, when Robbie can fabricate anything. I mean, that same. Eric Archer helps me a lot now. I help him with All Pro, and Robbie's done a bunch of my stuff for years, and my buddy Brandon Jacobs. But I love to go out to watch the guys at the bracket race and. Just go out there. It's just all about having a good time. I go out and help them and do stuff and learn stuff, and I'll buy them drinks every now and then or dinner or whatever. Just because I don't want to just write checks for my car. I kind of want to learn and having people that are awesome. Which I don't want to turn Robbie on to that, but I know it's like 3 times as much to help to watch help somebody. But Robbie's always helped me with anything and been real cool and just educational. And Eric's been the same way, and Brandon Jacobs and his dad and all that. So it's just been. Because none of my family races, but it's always been a good time.
At what point is it for you when you get in that car? Is it when you're putting the belts on? Is it when you flip the switch? Is it when you're rolling to the tree? When you burn out? Where's that adrenaline rush hit?
As soon as somebody says, "Let's go to the track." I mean, the car is fun, and I mean, but just the loading it up and the going to the store and getting steaks and hot dogs and everything. I mean,
steaks.
You came here without any steaks.
I mean, he goes to steaks. I mean,
y'all said y'all had the best chicken wings. So I mean, I didn't want to bring steaks.
But
y'all
did
show
you
my
get
steaks
some of
with
that
the chicken wings. Racin Rooster's chicken wings. I mean, they're banging. I mean, I cook pretty good steak, but I mean, them chicken wings just get down now.
Did you get some of the sausage dog that was over there?
I did have a 500-mile-an-hour sausage dog.
Good deal.
I think it was 501, but I didn't clock it.
Well, we didn't quite know how you roll. I mean, we didn't know Big Pimpin' spinning the
roll
G
up in
to go
here.
cook a steak at the track.
No, man, we go to IGA. They got a special Mr. Carroll. You got to support your local people.
Yeah.
Mr. Carroll at IGA. We stop by there and get
Daniel
some steak
Johnson said
or some pork chops.
Up.
Yeah. See, I don't have sponsors. I just stop by wherever, man. We just help out.
Man, we cook bologna in our pits.
Probably thick bologna.
I mean, it's got so bad that we put steak sauce on bologna.
Yeah.
That's how much we're spending in racing, and we just in kid carts. You know what I'm saying? So tell us a little bit about.
What's that?
I said, about can't afford the steak sauce either. We have to go to that generic stuff.
Well, we got Heinz
packets.
We got Heinz 38. Yeah. You put a little water
I'll
in
tell
it.
them lies. I'm gonna make somebody hit the red button in a minute, y'all.
You know.
Y'all tell them a bunch of stories. Y'all act like we do.
What's it normally run when you get ready to go to the racetrack? You know, because like we say, we got a lot of viewers on there that they don't know. They don't race. They don't. But what's it normally run for you a day at the racetrack?
make a couple passes in big cam. Gas is about $20 a gallon. I mean, we do get a good deal. My buddy works for Air Gas, so we get a good deal on our nitrous, so we don't pay as much for that. And generally probably $300. We don't really pay much entry fees or whatever. We do more kind of heads up outlaw racing. And but now if we go to Georgia and it's $200 a tech card to get in, and you go down there and spend $2,000 or $3,000 for a week at the track, but we don't really do as much with entry fees and stuff like that. But I mean, gas is. My car gets about 3 gallons to the mile, and it's $21 a gallon, so you figure that out.
Good Lord of mercy.
Yeah, we'll drive it downtown every now and then. You probably could afford to eat a steak if you drove a regular car, but we had to end up eating off the value menu at Taco Bell.
All right, so I got to ask. Old Dirty is asking about your dirt racing career.
Old Dirty, yeah. Now, I did have a dirt racing career. I used Old Dirty's car when we went out. I mean, like you were talking about with, different racing. I love all type of racing. It's just – everybody's friends and everybody goes out and has a good time. I'll go support my friends that do go-kart racing. I'll go out to the round track with Brandon and all them. They're all crazy. I had never been in a round track car, and they were like, oh, come on out here. And I went out there, stopped at the gate to pay my money to get in, and pulled the pole. And I'm in a car I never drove. We get down there, we unload the cars. They didn't let me practice or nothing. Like they called us like 2 practice laps. So I mean, I had a clue what I was doing, and we went to a little driver's meeting. I said, let me tell y'all something. I was like, I ain't never done this before, and I'm on the pit. I'm going to stay in my lane, and y'all better stay in y'all lane. Because if somebody runs into my car, we're going to have a driver's meeting in your trailer. I mean,
tell them how that turns out, Terry.
I want to stay safe and have a good time, but, it was fun. I went out there. I ended up finishing 4th or 5th, and I probably could have passed the car in front of me, but it was $20 for 5th and $20 for 4th, so I didn't want to tear my boy's car up. We had a good old time.
So he's saying now that you were a one-race wonder.
Well, I had to go down there in turn 2 and get my spinal cord back because I'm not used to all that. Just beat my teeth slam out down there on turn 2 because drag strip's usually a little smoother than that. So I had a good old time, but we won't get into telling old dirty stories now. We can.
No, this is a family.
We can tell him about purging the nitrous at the drag strip if he really wants to get into all that. That was a good story, wasn't it, Robbie?
Now we have to know though. So you did take your turn on dirt.
Oh yeah.
When you got because you're used to going straight, and then when you turn, you've slowed down to about, what I'm saying, you've slowed down to enough where you can handle it.
Yeah.
When you
car
took her down that
fast
front
as that car
stretch,
would run, yeah. Yeah, that.
Whoa.
So I was just. That was idle speed for me. So it's had to turn left, but it was fun, man. I went out there and they had an extra car, and it was just fun to go out there and do. You know what I mean? I'm here for the fun. I'm the fun guy. I'm just like I have fun. My family.
So I wonder if we put Dirty in a drag car, he would end up spinning this guy out and running.
No, I don't know. He just might hit the purge button and get hung and blow the motor up or something. There's something happen like that or something. I think. Huh?
Yeah.
Somebody see. You're talking about hitting the red button for me, and you're over there cussing.
Well, just a problem. Let me tell you, in case he has a problem, we got some of this melon-smelling armor coat
that you can get at Redline.
You tell Dirty in case he ever has an issue with that again to make sure he stops by Redline Speedshop.
I mean,
believe it
or not, I used to have a job telemarketing. So you don't even believe it.
I don't.
I can handle it. I can do it.
Do you smell that?
I do.
That armor
I
coat?
smell it over here.
Fantastic.
Mango and peanuts. Come on.
That's it.
Right. All right. What are we doing?
Next question.
Ask him the first one again, Rooster.
Yeah, well, I've already done that. Why the name Big Cam?
I always wanted a Camaro. I've had a couple different Corvettes and stuff, and probably could have bought a Chevelle or a Nova. And Robbie actually took me to buy the car, which is funny enough story as it is. But just put a big block in it. And it's a Camaro. So, and we put a really big cam in the big block, so it was really just kind of big cam.
And your son's little cam.
Now it's medium cam.
Medium cam, yeah.
3/4 cam.
3/4 cam. He's growing a little bit.
Medium.
I can't even call him medium cam.
Did the drag racing car have any issue? I mean, any account to you?
Oh yeah.
Calling him Cam.
I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Cam, big cam, little cam. I mean, it's just that's about as much family as I got. It's just me and him. He likes to go to the track, and he likes to let the nitrous purge out and check the air pressure in the tires. And I just think as far as family with the Longhany's, I mean, you got like I talked about, Reiners and everybody. I mean, it's so cool just to have everybody's family in it together. And I don't have that, but the racing, any of the racing family is really my family, just for being my friends.
Racing is one family.
Yeah, because I mean talk to them all and hang out, and I'll go anywhere and support anybody. I mean, that's just how I've always been. I'd like to do fundraisers or hang out or help somebody. I mean, my stuff's always broke, so that's why they call me the mauler. But I mean, hey,
is your boat working though for the summer?
My boat is working. We had a small fire on the boat, but we got that all fixed. I was not on the boat.
Now you can stop by Redline Speedshop. They sell fire extinguishers there at Well.
That's actually where I got the fire extinguisher from to start with, and the game warden would always say, "Why you got that big ass fire extinguisher?" I'm like, "Well, in case I have a big ass fire." I mean, the fire extinguisher come with it. Wouldn't put out 2 matchbooks, and I mean, that's a nice boat. So I was like, "Hey," and we put it out with the Halon fire extinguisher, and everything was good to go.
That's good stuff, man. Well, you can always get you some of these beer nuts out of Pennsylvania.
I don't know if they would have put the fire out. It was pretty big.
Sit back and watch it burn.
No, we couldn't. No, I'm going through a divorce. I couldn't sit back and watch it burn. That's a whole nother story. Yeah. We couldn't have all that. I'd have gone crazy.
Anyway, man, thank you so much for coming out. It's been a pleasure you being in the house tonight,
Absolutely,
and we look forward to you coming back.
I mean, I could sit in with y'all anytime. I mean, I like to be here. Y'all know I like to talk. We can talk about anything.
And you can be here quick too. I mean, if you
I can be here quick.
Fastest anybody's ever.
You gotta let me know the day before so I can get some gas, because I mean I burned about 10 gallons and I was only like right down the street. So
I know.
He's like par for the course.
He's like Blake Shelton. He can be there in 5.
Would do that again.
We got a sing along portion of the show now.
Notice he didn't put the camera on himself when he did it.
No.
I was not going to do that.
So you know what we need to do? The Sasquatch of Boom City, Jay Swan himself. That's his new rapper name, Jay Swan. He
no relation to J. Cole. No relation.
We got to get him singing the national anthem one night.
I think we can fix that up.
We can get in contact with Terry Odom, because we're down. The only issue with that is we're down there in the woods, and Terry already said there's a bunch of critters back there. You know what I mean? We might be calling the wild. We're getting Swanee down there. Getting them up.
They do have some big old mosquitoes down there.
They do have some big mosquitoes, and they have some good. Speaking of bologna sandwiches, if you hadn't got down, what'd you call it? The Robeson County round steak. Robeson County prime rib. One time, Daddy. They have got.
Come out to a track somewhere, just have a good time. I mean, it's all. You meet lots of great people, and everybody hangs out. You get really good stories. We could probably tell some Robbie Draughon stories. If Phil Autry's watching, I mean, he's got some good stories. Brandon's got some good stories.
We'll have to definitely work into like a round table session one night that is not PG rated.
Yeah, you get Phil Autry.
That'll be on our
be PG rated.
Robbie's got a great story about a produce stand and a monkey, I hear.
Right, yeah, Robbie we got a story about an AK on the starting line, and
no doubt that's what we need to do is get everybody in here one night on a Friday.
Yeah,
and we'll get Racin Rooster to come down and fill that cooler back full of Bud Lights.
Yeah,
and
no holds barred.
No holds barred. Just have a straight racing conversation.
Exactly.
It is what it is, you know. But that's what, man, make this radio show is. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm glad to be sitting here with you, Hollywood, Racin Ryan, Jay Swan, Magic Man, and the 2 lovely Shine Girls here this evening. But thank you so much for coming down. We hope you had a great time this evening.
What's up, Cam? We'll say to my little buddy.
And we're going to take it out to commercial. We're going to go back. We're going to come back with a little bit of pit chat before we get ready to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Somebody owes me $20. I made it all the way through with no cuss words. I didn't. Oh, okay.
Look at those parts that put you in the winner's circle. Let Redline Speedshop be your #1 stop for all performance needs. From straight strip to left turns, they have it all. Tires, fuel, and safety equipment, that's just the beginning. By today, 404 Hope Mills Road, and get your win on with Redline Speedshop. Whew, one time back in the action, man. We haven't heard much from our Shine Girls tonight. Are y'all there?
We're here.
Yeah. You know, did you keep checking? Has anybody toned in? Any questions that come in tonight?
No questions. Daniel just said that his hero is Timberlake.
His hero is Timberlake.
Big pimpin'.
Well, that's a scary thing. Daniel said his hero is Timberlake.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's not the first one. My people sharp into the round track anytime. It's all good.
Definitely, man. Is it a summing up for this evening, man? You know.
Hey, actually, we did have a request for a Rooster on the 3s.
Yeah, we need a report. We need that spaghetti plot.
Spaghetti, the trailer
spaghetti.
Parkular 7000.
Yes.
I'll have to rig us up one of them for the next.
Yeah,
coming up.
Category 3 or whatever. 4 or whatever.
Definitely have to get that taken care of. We'll bring that in on the next show.
We'll get your blazer and your headphones and everything, you'd be hooked up if he's around.
Have you got that up one more time as far as what racetracks are racing around this weekend? Just want to put it back out there one more time to let everybody kind of know, hey, if you got a chance, go to a racetrack, support local, support these guys in racing because they're doing a lot, man, on these tracks. We seen Terry Odom last weekend. The man never stopped from once we got there until we left. He never stopped, but he was doing it all out of his passion for racing.
And mentioning that, how about the kid kart class? When we were at Triple T last week, the guys go out there. They're signing up. They're getting it. We had listen to these shout out for these sponsors. These folks came up. The kid kart class is just a trophy, but next thing you know, Terry comes across the intercom, and there was $120 that was put in the class for first, not only for first, but for first, second, and third. And I mean, there's a laundry list here of folks that donated to make that happen. That's Collie Creek Logging, CJ Sweat Racing, Triple T Kart Parts, Buzzy Racing, Floyd Kart Parts, Phillips Racing, Core Enterprises, Stuart Lambert Racing, Marcus Ivan Racing, and Lumberton EMS and Rescue. Put in a total of $360 so that all three of the guys that were racing in that race go home with $120.
Not to mention, did I say that wrong? I'm so used to saying wrong stuff. Check two. Wanted to mention that there was over 50-plus drivers in that scale house giving fist bumps to them little guys that was driving.
It's so awesome to see, and every time you go over there after the kid kart race, it's crazy. Everybody's coming out. They're high-fiving. They're jumping out. The kid kart drivers are jumping out, giving each other high fives, congratulating each other. And, that's the big thing is teaching these kids the sportsmanship. Whether you're first or you're second or you're third or you're last or you get right to where, you got to have sportsmanship. And I encourage all parents out there to make sure you teach your kids great sportsmanship. We're not always going to like the calls that are made by the racetrack or whatever it is. But the ultimate thing that we have to remember is respect for our fellow competitors and not only the track staff.
Yeah. And, going back to like what Jeff was saying earlier, and Ed were talking, they hang out with each other.
Yeah.
One's 40, one's 20-something, one's 30-something. They still hang out with Dad, man. And and that's the cool thing is get the kids in racing young. Miss Lana, she got in racing young, and she's still in racing. And that's what she says. She hangs out with her dad. That's one of her best friends.
Yeah.
And, keeping that family commitment together, I just can't say enough about it, man.
I love it. I enjoy every chance I get to go with my dad. My mom comes to the racetrack to watch me race. My wife, even though she's not that much, she knows it's coming. Blaze is headed towards the racetrack.
Well, Blaze had Lightning McQueen jacked up on a rim.
Yeah, he did.
Checking tires.
He come in, he said, "Daddy, need changes."
Need changes. So this boy's already in it. And actually, what we've got planned is because Wyatt's going to be moving up. Wyatt's actually got another year of kid kart racing, but I think after this year we're going to move him up. Got a great sponsor come in, 1-800 Plumbing. He handed us a empty check and said, Vicky probably didn't need to know that, but what do we need to get for Wyatt to move up to red plate? So we're going to be moving him up, and Blaze is going to be stepping into the North Carolina Nightmares kid kart.
There couldn't be a better kart to step into, man. That thing has got some horses on it. I don't think his mom's ready for it. His mom and both of his grandmas have already said, well, we know he's going to race, but you better pray nothing happens to my baby.
And that's a good thing, man. Do y'all have anything else before we get ready to close out here tonight?
No, I don't have anything. I think it was a pretty good show.
Definitely want to highlight and thank Ragin' Rooster.
Absolutely.
Ragin' Rooster come out tonight, hooked up the Table of Champions, man. Want to thank everybody who come out. And have you got that? Can you cast it back over there? You can't see everybody that's in the room tonight, but we have got a packed house here in the studio. A big thanks to all the folks who come out and hung out with us while we do this. And, I apologize for the little glitches and stuff we had there at the front, but, we're learning as well as
And that's another thing that we want to mention. If there's anybody out there that's got any background in computers and knowledge of audio systems, because we don't.
We're winging.
Yeah. We can work, we can fix an engine, but we don't know what it, we're just is it plugged in? That's the first thing we think of. So if you're out there and you got some audio experience and you can help us out, we'd love to have you we're trying to grow the Shine Runners Racing crew as much as we can.
And make sure you contact the great folks at Beer Nuts. Swan, how do they tag these guys? Who do they tag and tell them that I had your nuts tonight on the show? And they're great.
Pretty
Puns
much.
are intended.
Well, we got sweet and salty nuts.
Yes.
Trail mix. But anyway, just tag them in. It's at Beer Nuts.
It totally didn't go the way I wanted it to.
No, about like sausage a while ago. But that's different. That was before the show.
And
But
we
yeah,
can have them send their nuts down here, and maybe we can sell them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they can get their nuts right here at Bellinger
Right
Sound and
here.
Graphics, hopefully.
No doubt. Right here at the Steel.
Yeah.
You know, so big thanks to them. Many blings thanks to our friends at Redline Speedshop. Go down and see them. Hey, and check out Mr. Johnson, as he's going to be probably doing another raffle here soon. Go in these places. We asked you guys, you know, if you hear their name on the store, go to their Facebook page, tag them, tell them thank you, because they're actually helping us make this happen. You know, did I say happen?
And don't forget to like and share.
Yes, like and share. And you could actually be next week at the Table of Champions. We're going mud bogging next weekend.
That's right.
We're taking it down to drag racing, but in the mud. 250-foot pits of mud bog. We got Superman Chad Sexton's going to be coming down. We've actually got Keith Wilson from Wilson Off-Road that's going to be in the house talking about 4x4s and all the performance parts that you can get to rig up to race in the mud. Or go rock climbing or hill climbing or whatever it is you want to do. We have got the champion in the house. I'm not even going to tell you his name. The driver of the Gold Digger, all the way from Troy, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, be ready. He's going to be in the studio next week right here at the Steel. So looking for a great week next week, man. I hope you guys enjoy y'all's week. And want to thank the Longhany family, definitely. Coming out. Good to see Terry. Good to see the Drawhorns in the house. Good to see Timberlake, Mr. Johnson, everybody, Lana, Miss Gist, the whole family for coming down. And definitely, where's Mama Swan at? I know she's back there.
She was trying to find a place where she couldn't be in the camera, but we're going to get her on the camera.
That's right. We're going to get her in this whole situation.
Yeah, she's going to be
before it's over
right
with.
here in between these two studs.
She told me, with the eyebrow, to make sure everybody knows that Stedman, this coming up Sunday, is having a fireworks show. And if you want to go down and get a blooming onion that will straight make you slap your mama.
Need to check out
I'm talking about walk right up to mama and pimp slap her.
Miss Betty says she dares you.
I'm going to eat the fried bologna sandwich, Mom. I'm staying away from the onion. I'm going to eat the fried bologna sandwich. It's probably a good idea. And I mentioned that, too. What else, Miss Felicia? I know you got something else in that trailer. Ribbon fries? Girl, with cheese. Ribbon fries with cheese. Whew, I'm going to have to hurry up and get off this microphone. Going to have to miss. Going to have to miss this thing. Anyhow, y'all, take us out of here, man. Good week. Hope y'all have a great time, and we'll see you next Wednesday night. Thank you.